y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and if this is your first time stumbling across one of my videos, I usually focus on fashion, beauty, luxury, lifestyle, fragrances, and pretty much whatever else I feel like talking about. So if that seems like something that you may be interested in, please think about clicking on that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, of course. Also, if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and click on that notification bell. I tend to upload once or twice a week on Sundays and Thursdays, so I don't want you to miss a thing. So today's video may be a little bit controversial. I'm going to be talking about fragrances that I will never purchase again and fragrances that I hate. Now, of course, I could go down a list of fragrances that I don't like, that I've never purchased, but I don't think that would be fair. So what I'm going to do is pick out fragrances in my collection, which is why I won't purchase them again, and talk about why I don't like the fragrances and why I would never purchase them again. At least you guys know I'll be coming from a place of I tried, okay? So if you guys are interested in this video, stick around. Okay, y'all, so the first fragrance that I will never purchase again is the Billie Eilish fragrance. OMG. Now, before we get started, there are a few factors that, you know, play into why I would never purchase the fragrance again. A lot of the times it has to do with maybe the price point. Of course, if I actually like the fragrance itself, so on and so forth. Now, this fragrance went viral. The Billie Eilish fragrance went viral, and this is a clean fragrance, which I think is a huge plus for so many different people. And it's also very affordable. The largest bottle, which is like 3.5 ounces, is $72, you guys. You cannot beat it with the stick. I don't even have the large bottle, I don't think. I have, let's see, I have the 1.7 ounce, and this retails for $62. Now, I was not like, you know, in a hurry to go and get this fragrance because I didn't know about it. But when I saw it on TikTok, everybody was talking about it. And the more, I don't know, you know how they feed you all these things. So the more I saw it on TikTok, the more it started to show up in like my Instagram feed and the Explorer page and things like that. So I started looking up a couple of reviews on it. I do know that it is like just a regular, you know, kind of like vanilla fragrance, but people were saying that it smelled so good. So I went and picked this up actually in store. And when I smelled it, I thought, this is an interesting kind of like cocoa vanilla fragrance. I'll pick it up. I didn't like try it on the skin or anything like that because I felt like, you know, it's a vanilla fragrance. I like vanilla. At first sniff, it smelled pretty good. And it's fine, you know? So this is considered to be an amber gourmand. So it does have sugared petals in there. It has berries, it has vanilla, it has tonka bean, it has cocoa in there. It has some musk, some woody notes, and also a mandarin note in this fragrance. Now, when I smell this, I smell vanilla, I smell a little bit of tonka bean, and I do smell a cocoa type of note. Y'all, to me, I don't know if it's the cocoa in this. I'm learning that I don't love a chocolate note or a cocoa note in a fragrance. To me, this stinks in a way. And it's that type of stink that, you know, like if someone's cooking something and you're not sure what you're walking into and you're like, what does that smell? And then when they tell you what it is, you're like, oh, okay, I can eat that. I'm ready to eat that. It's kind of like turnip greens, sometimes, you know, certain cookies and things like that. If you're not aware of what's being cooked, you're like, what is that stench? You know, but then when you know what it is, it's like, oh, okay, I like that. I'm going to eat that. You know, this is what this kind of reminds me of. And I know it's a very like weird description, but this fragrance smells like chocolate to me in a way. And chocolate doesn't always smell the best. I mean, it tastes pretty good, but it doesn't always smell so good. And when I wear this, that's kind of like what sticks out to me. And when you know it's chocolate, it's like, oh, it smells like chocolate. Nice. Great. But if you're not really sure what you're smelling, that's the feeling that I get. I'm like, I'm not loving it. So I've worn this mixed with things, and I've also worn this by itself. And just maybe 2 days ago, I wore this alone with the new Fenty Butter Drop, the Vanilla Dream. And I really wanted to give it a chance. Now, with the Vanilla Butter Drop, it did smell better because that butter drop is just a very like soft vanilla scent. And this is, I would say, an overall kind of like vanilla cocoa type of scent. So if you are looking to amp up that fragrance, that butter drop, I think this is pretty good. But I don't love the scent of this, and I would never purchase this again. I would always pick the Kaoli vanilla over this one, okay? But the bottle on this is so gorgeous. I let it sit on my nightstand. It kind of goes with my bedroom decor, and I think it's really cute. Would I wear it maybe to bed every now and then? Possibly. But it's one of those smells that, again, it just smells like chocolate in a way, and it kind of makes my stomach hurt. I'm not a huge fan of this one, and it's, for me to include this in a video, it's kind of serious because it's a vegan fragrance, which is great, very clean fragrance. Also, it is super inexpensive. The bottle is beautiful. It is, you know, nothing just groundbreaking, but it's still not something that I need in my collection at all. I probably have worn it 3 times just trying to make it work, and it's just a no for me, okay? So the Billie Eilish is on the never purchase again list. Okay, y'all, so the next fragrance that I will never purchase again is the BDK Rouge Smoking. This was my first BDK fragrance, and this was the fragrance that was the most popular at the time. I blind bought this fragrance. When I heard about the line, I was just super intrigued by it. They have like these amazing stories behind the fragrance, and I just was really intrigued, okay? And this was like a cherry fragrance, so I thought, absolutely. Now, this fragrance does not stink by any means, okay? It smells pretty good. It reminds me of like a cherry Dr. Pepper, but sometimes I get like a cherry Tootsie Pop, and that's where it gets kind of weird, okay? This fragrance retails for like $162. So it is what I would say like a mid price point from, you know, super affordable to kind of expensive. And it's just one of those things that I rarely pick up. I have barely made a dent in this fragrance. I do like it. I like to mix this with my Lost Cherry. I like to mix this with more tart fragrances, if you know what I mean. This one is very sweet. I'm gonna read the notes off to you. I don't know them off the bat. So the top notes in this fragrance are cherry, pink pepper, and bergamot. The middle notes are black vanilla husk, heliotrope, and orange blossom. And the base notes include tonka bean, cashmere wood, white musk, ambroxan, labdanum, and violet. So this, I would say, is a pretty complex fragrance when it comes to notes, okay? But again, it's one of those things that when you smell it, the only thing you really get is cherry Dr. Pepper. Now, the reason why I will continue to wear this fragrance, this is a fragrance that I do pick up every now and then, but it's because it gets a lot of compliments. And I do like to mix it, like I said, I like to mix this with my Lost Cherry, which is a sweet cherry fragrance. But if I had to choose between my cherry fragrances, this is not something that's at the top of my list at all. I do find this to be a very unique fragrance, which is why I'm glad that I have this in my collection, but it's not something that I really love to wear on its own. And honestly, I think it's because it's a very casual fragrance, and I love a juxtaposition in my fragrances. So even when I'm super casual, I do like something that is a little bit more elevated, if you know what I mean. I never just wear a vanilla scent unless it's to bed. I never just wear, you know, like a flat scent or anything like that. And this is like a very casual type of fragrance. I think it's really good for like movie night or something like that. But men do like this. So maybe like a chill date night, you know? So let me smell it again. Now, when I smell this, it does make me smile because it's something, like I said, so different, so unique, but it's just so casual. And this is a pretty large bottle. I think this is, yeah, 3.4 fluid ounces. So I would probably never get to the bottom of this fragrance. And that's why I would never purchase it again. But yeah, this is Rouge Smoking by BDK. Let me know your thoughts on Rouge Smoking. One of my favorites from the BDK line, though, is Passé Soir. I love that fragrance. Very sweet. Perfect for date night. Men love that one too. This one is just something very, very, very unique, but it's also not like jaw-dropping. You know what I mean? So maybe it just takes a little bit for my head to kind of wrap around this concept, you know? So next on my list of never purchasing again is Montal Paris's Roses Musk. Now, this is the bottle that I have. I have seen this in different shades of pink of the bottle. So I don't know which one I have. I don't know if they smell different or whatever have you. But this was a fragrance that I was really excited about because I'd heard so many great things, and I do like a good rose scent. And I heard that this was kind of comparable to the original Delina. Now, smelling this, it smells okay. Okay. It smells okay. It's a very like sour, jammy rose kind of fresh scent. It does have a very synthetic fragrance like tone to it, and Montal is known for being very synthetic when it comes to his fragrances. That's like the signature thing for Montal fragrances. So you have to expect that in most of all of his fragrances. But this stinks after a while. Like, something about this just gives me like cat pee in a way, and I don't like cats. I don't have a cat, but this is what I'd imagine cat pee to smell like, okay? And maybe it's the syntheticness of this fragrance because, again, like, it is a sour rose that I love. Like, I love a sour kind of punchy rose, which is what Delina kind of gives you. It's jammy, so it has that sweetness to it as well. But something about this, y'all, it just has a stench, like an after smell. You know how something has an aftertaste? This has an after smell, and I just don't like it. I never wear it. Like, I've worn it. I think I wore this maybe 4 times, just trying to test it out. And it's just something about it. It just has a stench to it that I don't like. It could be my body chemistry not mixing well with it. Not really sure, but it's not great, okay? It's not great. Let me pull up the notes on this for you guys. And the notes in this fragrance is rose, musk, and jasmine. And I'm telling you, it's something about, it's very unique. I will say that it does not smell like Delina, in my opinion. It kind of has the same DNA. And when I say DNA, a lot of you guys ask me, like, what do you mean by that? The DNA meaning reminds you of something that does not smell like it at all. You know what I mean? Like how Quinta Brunson may remind you of Oprah, but she does not look like Oprah at all. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the same kind of DNA. It feels the same, if you will, when I smell it. But even smelling it on the cap, there is that weird after smell to it. And it's just something that does not agree with my nose at all. So having said that, I will never purchase this again. And this is a pretty affordable fragrance. You can get this for about $72 depending on where you purchase it from. I think sometimes it retails for a little bit like over $100, but very like affordable type of fragrances, and they have 1,000,009 to choose from, you guys. But this one is just so not it for me, okay? And I haven't found a Montal for me yet, and it may just be because they have that like synthetic vibe to them. But let me know some of your favorite Montals down below. And let me know your thoughts on rose musk if you have this. Okay, y'all, so speaking of Montal fragrances, I do have a fragrance from Zara that is supposed to be a dupe of 2 Montal fragrances, okay, or a Mancera and a Montal, which is the same brand, by the way. And this one may be controversial along with the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about, because we're going to start talking about Zara fragrances. And I know how y'all like to tussle when it comes to Zara fragrances, because Zara does a lot of dupes. They're affordable, they're easily accessible, and all the things. But I do want to start off by saying, no, let's not. Let's just get into it. So the fragrance that I have here is Rose Gourmand by Zara. You can see what this looks like. I've had this for about a year. Okay, maybe not. I hate it. This fragrance is supposed to be a dupe for Mancera's Roses Vanille and Montal's Intense Cafe. So the notes in this are rose, amber, and vanilla. So you would think, wow, no brainer. I love all of those notes, usually paired together as well. But this fragrance, let me spray it, because one thing about Zara's fragrances, and we're going to get into this, to me, they all go bad. Yeah, no, I don't want to smell like this at all, at all. Zara's fragrances, in my opinion, are cheaply made. And it's unfortunate because they do so many dupes and they smell pretty good at first. Like when you spray them in the store, sometimes even when you spray them on your hand. but there's something about, they just seem to go bad immediately. Like, I don't know what it is. Like this fragrance, it doesn't smell horrific in the air, but it's definitely not something that I want to smell like. And it just smells like it went bad. Like it smells like, oh, that was a good fragrance, but was it left out in the sun? You know, it's like something you can't quite put your finger on. Rose Gourmand, to me, it's not good. Like, I don't like this fragrance. And I know so many people love, love, love this fragrance, okay? And the bottle is really pretty. It's super affordable. Now, the longer it sits, it does kind of remind me of Rose's Vanille. And it also gives you a little bit of Gentle Fluidity Gold, but there is absolutely no comparison because Gentle Fluidity Gold is a masterfully blended fragrance. It is top tier. It's an insult to like compare this Zara fragrance to any MFK fragrance. I'm gonna be clear, but it does put you in the mindset of it. So if you don't want to spend $275 on Gentle Fluidity Gold, give this a try. So many people love it. I'm probably one of the only people that don't, and it's super inexpensive, and I still would never purchase this again. You know what I mean? It's just like, so sometimes for me, if it's inexpensive, it would never cross my mind to like say I don't like it, because I'm like, it's not worth that energy if it only costs, you know, $12 or $20 or whatever. It's just like, oh, it's just something to have, throw it on every now and then. This is not something that I reach for ever, you guys, because again, Zara fragrances to me just don't last well. Like, they don't hold up well, if that makes sense. Not saying that this doesn't last on the body, not saying that the projection's not there. It is a soft feminine scent, but it's just, I don't know what Zara's doing with this one, okay? I don't know. I feel like this would be good in a candle though. I do. I really do. But yeah, Rose Gourmand is just not a favorite of mine. And I'm sorry if you guys love it, but I will never purchase this again. And I'm just going to go ahead and just slide this one right in because I'm nervous. Again, y'all like to tussle, and I really feel like y'all want to fight on this one, okay? Zara's Ebony Wood. Zara's Ebony Wood. My God, today. My God, today. Zara's Ebony Wood went viral all over the internet, okay? It was all over YouTube last year. It was all over TikTok. Like, everybody had to have this fragrance. And this stinks to me. Like, it really does. Now, hear me out. I did purchase this because I did see it going viral. But I've always been a huge fan of Ebony Wood from Zara because before they came out with this line of fragrances, they had candles. And this candle, which it smells absolutely phenomenal. As you can see, this is like my 4th Ebony Wood candle. Love, love, love this scent. I expected for them to smell the same. They don't smell the same at all. Even smelling this in here, it does not smell anything like smelling this, you know, from the cap, sprayed in the air, or anything. So of course, you know, it's different on the skin as well. But I just want to let you know, smelling these two without mixing them with your body chemistry, they smell nothing alike. The candle has a little bit more of a citrus tone to it. This smells like cheap oud to me. It smells like cheap woody oud. And listen, oud is already something that you have to be very careful with. And when it's not done correctly, it's not good, okay? So let me pull up the notes for you guys. And that's just my opinion. So listen, don't fight me on this. Don't bite my head off, okay? I will always buy the candle. It's the fragrance for me. And it's just, and listen, this just shows you how it's not so easy to make fragrances, okay? Because the candle, everything. They did not nail it when it came to this fragrance. Now, Ebony Woods is like a woody, spicy scent, and the notes in this are pink pepper, cloves, and ebony. And honestly, you guys, when I smell this, it just smells wet and dirty. Like literally wet and dirty. It does not, I don't get any sweetness. A lot of people say they get like a boozy sweetness to it. I don't get that at all. Smelling it here, I won't even put this on in the air right now. I'm not going to even put this on my skin because it stinks, okay? It does not smell good. At one point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep this in my car. And, you know, when I really need a fragrance, I'll throw it on. It's a no for me. I don't use this at all. I just had to go and get it out of my car, and it was like stuck all the way in the back of the glove compartment, because it's like, dude, this is not it. And I don't know, maybe I got a bad one. I don't know. It's literally, it smells wet and dirty. I can't explain it no other way. Maybe I do get a little bit of clove. Maybe. It's a no for me. I don't like this. I don't like this. Now, the more this is lingering in the air, I do like this. I may start using this as a room scent, but I don't, it still has, when you smell the cap on this Rose Gourmand, it smells old. Like, I don't know. And I haven't had it that long, you know? So anyway, what I've learned is that Zara fragrances just they don't do it for me, okay? A lot of you guys always ask me to talk about Zara dupes and things like that. And I am so intrigued by it. I love that they do the dupes. But in my opinion, they're not well blended or made. So if you are looking for dupes, maybe check out Dossier. They do really good dupes of, you know, higher end fragrances, but it could just be me. Again, Zara is just not that girl to me when it comes to fragrances. And I'll sit on that bench alone. You know, I'm fine with that. But if you love your Zara fragrances, by all means, continue to buy them. They're so accessible. Every time I go in Zara, I'm always picking up and smelling and just hoping. But I've learned after like 3 or 4 Zara fragrances, I'm gonna stop purchasing them, okay? And when I was younger, I did used to like them a little bit more. I have Orchid that I still kind of like, and there was another one that I used to love back in the day. It was like 2010, but I can't remember the name of it. Girl, no more. No more Zara fragrances for me. I mean, it's gonna have to really stand out. And, you know, because I just find that even when you spend the $12 and the $20, it's like I'm wasting my money for real. I'd never wear it. I might try to give this Rose Gourmand another shot, you guys, because again, it's smelling the room up so nicely, but it may end up being just a really nice room scent, which how cute would that be? Just kind of like sitting on your nightstand. That's nice. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts on Ebony Woods and Rose Gourmand from Zara, and also your thoughts on Zara fragrances. I've talked about this in my DM a couple of times because I didn't want to put that out there in the atmosphere because again, the tussling, and I don't do, but a lot of y'all kind of agree with me that like Zara fragrances don't do it for you. So let me know your thoughts down below. Okay. I'm interested to hear them. Okay, y'all. So this next scent, it doesn't hurt my feelings to mention it, but it definitely hurts my feelings to mention the brand. MFK is my absolute favorite brand of fragrances simply because this man is a master blender when it comes to making fragrances. All of his fragrances smell amazing, even if they're not your cup of tea. Okay. And this one, I would say kind of same. You know what I mean? This is, Oud Satin Mood. Now, all of my MFK fragrances I discovered on my own, even Baccarat. I got Baccarat. I know it's huge and like, you know, but I didn't know anything about it. I had never heard anything about it. I was just in Saks one day in Atlanta and I smelled it, had to have it. Then the next was Gentle Fluidity Gold. After that, I got this because I started hearing more about the fragrances and everybody was talking about Satin Mood, okay? Oud Satin Mood. So I was like, I'm gonna get this. Blind bought it because I'm like, everything from MFK smells absolutely amazing. And don't get me wrong, this smells really good. Don't get me wrong, okay? Now, let's read the notes off on this. This has Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, which is one of my favorite roses, vanilla, oud, violet, and benzoin. Now, I do get a very like Turkish, to me, Turkish rose is like a sour rose in a way. So I do get that. I get vanilla. It's a beautiful scent. But once you wear this, it really is just super powdery. And to me, it's not worth the hype, and it's not worth the hype. I won't say it's not worth the price because I haven't smelled anything that smells like this, and it smells really good. But it is very powdery, and it's just like everybody is talking about Oud Satin Mood, Oud Satin Mood. And it's like, girl, it's not giving all of that. Now, I do feel like people love it because, again, it is MFK. It's an expensive fragrance and it smells expensive through the bottle. But as it continues to kind of like dry down, it's just a powdery scent and it's super popular. But in my opinion, Oud Silk Rose is so much better than this. Now, this is what I would consider to be a feminine fragrance. So if you are looking for, you know, a powdery rose fragrance that's sweet and beautiful, definitely get this. This is something that you can wear on date night, you know, in a dark, like, you know, cute, cozy restaurant. I like this for winter as well. I do wear this, don't get me wrong, but just for it to like dry down to nothing but a expensive baby powder scent, to me, it's not worth the price point. I much more prefer Oud Silk Mood, which is more of a unisex fragrance in my opinion, and it's a lot more sharp, okay? So it's not for everybody, but I like more of a unique scent, and that's the difference, right? So I would never pay $300 for this ever again, because why? Why would you do that to yourself? Like, that's very, very, very expensive for it just not to give what it's supposed to give in that regard. It does smell good. I will wear it, but not $300 worth, girl. Not at all. Not at all. This should probably be like at most 120, 150 bucks. But MFK, he knows what he's doing. I will say that he absolutely knows what he is doing, because even though it is very powdery, I haven't smelled anything that smells like this with those notes in there, you know? So I love it, but I would not recommend you spending this type of money on this fragrance if you're expecting something groundbreaking, you know? It's not that. What I do want to tell you though is that this is beast mode. It will last you all night long. Every time I wear this, I do get a lot of people inquiring about the scent. I can't say anyone has said, oh, you smell amazing. But every time I wear it, they're like, you know, what are you wearing? What fragrance is that? And I think because it's so strong and it, you know, projects so well that you can't help but to miss it. But it's still in a very soft, powdery way. You know what I mean? So it's not like the projection of a oud or anything like super strong and pungent, but it's super strong, you know? So I do get a lot of comments on this fragrance. I wouldn't necessarily say that they are compliments, but this one will last you, and it kind of gives like an incense vibe as well. I think it's nice and sexy, but again, girl, not $300 worth. All right, y'all. So that is the end of my fragrances I would never repurchase, or fragrances that I hate that I bought video. Let me know your thoughts on this video. I know it could be a little bit controversial. Listen, fragrance is so personal. It is so personal. Fragrance is one of those things, and that's why I love it so much. It's one of those things that evokes memory. It just takes you to certain places. It's very nostalgic. It also matters how it mixes with your body chemistry and things like that. So my opinions are my own. They don't have to rub off on you. And you don't have to like think, oh, I love this and she doesn't like it, so now I'm not going to wear it again. Listen, we all like what we like, and that's fine. But in my collection, I won't be buying these fragrances again at all. And some of them, you know, I have like an aversion to. I don't like them at all. They stink to me. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this type of content. Let me know some other fragrance videos that you would like to see. You guys have asked me to amp up the fragrance content because I told you guys how much I love talking about it. And these are some of your favorite videos as well. So I'm interested to hear what you guys want to hear from me when it comes to fragrances. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I will talk to you on my next video. Bye, y'all.